spring rolls and welcome to Sun Up on 7. My name is Renata Samos-Cad.
Good morning, everyone. I am Kevin Mendes, and welcome to your Monday episode. Thank you so much for welcoming Renata into your space. It's June 1st.
Woo!
Fresh start of the month. And Ren, let's tease and how are we doing it on Sun Up on 7 today?
Well, we got beef in. They start the month the correct way because, you know, fire have to be able to blazing it up as we start off with a good conversation from Jules. But we also have the Department of the Environment coming in to talk about World Environment Youth Forum and so much more other things, a hackathon and all that great stuff, all embedded in one. What else do we have, Kavito?
What else do we have? Nemo is here today to talk about how do you prepare for the hurricane season.
So, very important, timely conversations. But you know how this works. Put your comments in the comment section. Make it live, interactive, and respectful. Of course. Shall we get to the couch?
Let's get it.
That's what we're looking for today. Just in time,
and he's here to talk to us
the
about
writing appears on the
show that we're on right now. Tell me,
when I were the first ones to see.
And we're going to be talking about the hot shush that has been
The
happening
world
over the
that we
years.
see
So
may seem that will never change. They say, but if you tear down the wall that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today. A place to call your home, a place where you can go. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light.
Muy buenos dias, beautiful people. Welcome to your Monday episode. It's June 1st, and we were excited about the month, but also about today. And before we get into all the greatness about today's episode, let's bring you the weather, and that's courtesy of the Belize Med Service.
Good morning, Belize. Today marks the official start of the 2026 Atlantic Basin hurricane season, and we at the National Met Service of Belize would like to remind everyone to have their hurricane preparedness plans in place as the season gets going. Our latest radar imagery showed a few thunderstorms currently affecting the country, specifically over southern parts of the Belize district, Orange Walk, and San Pedro. Moist and unstable conditions continues to linger over the country. The 24-hour forecast: cloudy skies at times today and tonight. A few showers and thunderstorms will likely continue mainly over central and northern areas this morning while decreasing. Then, a few showers or thunderstorms could redevelop and affect some inland areas this afternoon and mostly over the south tonight. Elsewhere, shower activity will be generally isolated. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 92 inland, and 81 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will drop to around 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 75 inland, and 68 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east-southeast at 10 to 20 knots, and the sea conditions will be moderate. A high tide will occur this morning at 9:54, followed by a low tide this evening at 5:36, another high tide tonight at 11:41, and another low tide early tomorrow morning at 4:24. The sun will set this evening at 6:23 and will rise early tomorrow morning at 5:17. The moon will set this morning at 4 minutes after 6 and will rise tonight at 7:50. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night Skies will be cloudy at times with generally isolated showers or thunderstorms. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone activity is not expected over our area during the next 48 hours. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. Our next forecast comes out at 12 p.m. this afternoon. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
What's family, we're back. That was the weather update on our traffic cam, and Jules is ready on our couch with the beef loaded with ketchup. Jules, good morning.
I think
It's loaded with ketchup today.
It's loaded
for sure.
with
It's a
ketchup.
loaded ketchup beef today.
Loaded
so
ketchup, yeah.
it will come with a lot of different flavors where you might welcome and not want at the same
Definitely.
time. But you know what? We're here to feed the people. They have waited. They say how a lot has been happening and it's marinating, and they're waiting patiently for you to come through. Because Jules is having a interesting morning, guys. We're not to take a pressure with it. We were kind to him today. We gave him a little ease, a little break, right? But next
Thank
time we'll
you.
be back. So, we ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, that means
All
we're
right,
not that ready, but we'll get in regardless.
Go for it, man.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Naum Bonilla's murder.
The first thing we have to say is that Dr. Naum Bonilla was killed at the edge of Las Flores going into Belmopan on Friday morning. I don't say this lightly, and I reflected very deeply in 32 years of doing the news. It's really one of the most shocking murders, and I want to be very specific. We have a doctor who is not known to be involved in illicit activity, going to work with his 5-year-old in the back, when an assassin, a sicario, they call them, ambushes him at 8:30 a.m., rush hour on a public road. His 5-year-old is in the back seat. And he unleashes, I believe it's 8 shots, it may be more, on Dr. Naum Bonilla, killing him instantly in front of his small child. Merciful that she was not harmed, but merciless and unthinkable when you imagine the child's trauma.
Yes.
Every murder is lamentable. Every murder causes pain, no matter if it's the most highly accused person on earth. However, this one shocks the public sensibility. It is appalling. It is monstrous. It is terrifying that a man who is a healer, who committed his life, made the investment to go and work and study so that he could heal people. It is said that one of his fortes was caring for the elderly, which is not a popular group.
Right.
It is appalling that someone like this, who invested, who gave their life to healing and curing people, should be killed like this. It's an enormous loss for the community. It is shocking for Belmopan, as it would be in any community. But it is the work of organized crime. I don't know how they came to target Dr. Naum. He had an ongoing civil case, a dispute with a former employee or business partner. I can't say that is, I know that police said they're looking at 2 things and they need to find answers quickly.
Okay, yes.
But it has triggered a very strong statement from the Belize Medical and Dental Association, guys. I think we have that statement. It has triggered a very strong statement from them, speaking out against this kind of violence. And they have also called for a protest. So there, the statement, devoted his life to the service of others. He cared for countless patients, etc. We join the Belizean public in calling for thorough, transparent, and timely investigation. This tragedy serves as a sobering reminder of the human cost of violence, etc. It goes on. And they have also, I think we have the flyer, guys. We showed it earlier. I think we have the flyer where it speaks about...
There's a rally for justice at 5
yes,
p.m.
there's a rally for justice at 5 p.m. in Belmopan today. This is a matter of extreme urgency that an arrest be made. This is organized crime at work. It is outside what is called the frame of violence.
Yeah.
What do we mean by the frame of violence? We mean that people who are involved in gangs, involved in illicit activity, they are at risk for this type of violence. Narco, etc. But a doctor, a professional who has multiple jobs being a doctor, when he's targeted like this, it sends a shock through the national consciousness. It is a matter of extreme urgency that an arrest be made. That's the most important thing. However, I think we had a
Our glitch. Yeah.
a power surge. However, what happened this weekend instead was that the Minister of Home Affairs, Oscar Mira, instead made a complaint about cyberbullying. And I think we have his statement, guys. They'll take a little second to pull it up. But I will read from his statement here. He went to make a complaint. Mr. Mira went to make a complaint, and the statement says that he saw this post online. I really need to find it here. He saw this post online, and 1 second, just let me pull it up here. He saw this post online. Here it is. Statement of facts, if we have it, guys. Statement of facts. He saw this post online, and hold on, let me read it. Let's start with the post. The Alberto August post that triggered
Right.
Mr. Mira.
Yeah.
Right? The Alberto August post that triggered Mr. Mira is a post that attributed, or let's be very specific, it put up a quote which Mr. Mira did not say. This is called satire. We'll have it up shortly. I think they're just rebooting. But it put up a quote that Mr. Mira did not say. And here is the quote. The murdered young medical doctor is from Valley of Peace. He does not live in Belmopan. He only comes to work in Belmopan to bring his 5-year-old child to school in Belmopan. We cannot therefore say that Belmopan is not a safe place to live because this doctor does not live in Belmopan. That's what Alberto August posted. And we'll have up the post shortly. No, that is called mockery. You're mocking a public official for their past statements. What is the past statement? In February, Oscar Mira and the mayor of Belmopan both said that murder victim Zemar Alvarez was not from Belmopan. That the murder of two young men that happened in the heart of Belmopan was not a reflection on Belmopan, because they are not from here. They are others, they're black. They are not from here. That was a lie. It was untrue. He desecrated the name of a murder victim. He stole his belonging. He took that from him.
Yeah.
The poor mother had to come with the birth certificate, with the registration as a voter.
To prove.
We say, Ibanda Belmopan Hospital registered as a voter. Yeah? So, Alberto August took this statement, this false statement for which Mr. Mira the Proud never apologized, even though he was called upon by the National Garifuna Council to apologize because Mr. Alvarez has roots in Barranco. He was a Garifuna Belizean. He never apologized because they're above that. They don't have to apologize. They're above these things. So now, Alberto August transposed these comments to mock a public official, to make a satire of a public official, to make him a laughing stock, to take his words and use them against him. Those were not his exact words, I want to be clear. Mr. Mira said words to the same effect though, that these guys came from the villages and they brought the violence here. Those were his words.
Yeah.
What Alberto August transposed or created was a composite of what both the mayor said and Mira said. So now, instead of being, and guys, if we go down, bring up the post now, instead of being appalled at the crime, Mr. Mira went to make a complaint, or they went to him to make a complaint. I don't know if he went into the police station, but he made a criminal complaint saying, so the post was made public. It had 40 shared, 552 emoji, consists of 243 thumbs up, 142 sad face, 112 wow face, 35 mad face. This is the complaint. 10 smile face, 7 hearts and 3 care face. I'm reading from the document. The post also had 227 comments from the public, some of which were very disturbing and negative. Here we are. And caused Mira to be subject to public ridicule and embarrassment. Caused Mira to be subject to public ridicule and embarrassment. The honorable, the venerable, the sainted, the sacred Oscar Mira to be subject to public ridicule and embarrassment. He's not embarrassed that a murder of the most heinous, atrocious variety happened in his constituency, in the broad light of day, in front of a small child. That is not what is embarrassing him. That is not his priority. His priority is to get Alberto August. The most atrocious murder has happened in your constituency, Mr. Police Minister. And the first thing you can do is go make a cyberbullying complaint. Mr. Mira made a post of his own, and I hope we can have it up shortly. Mr. Mira made a post of his own saying that I will not allow falsehoods to go unchallenged, especially when they are built upon the suffering of a grieving family. This grieving family he sees. Didn't see Mr. Alvarez's family. The people of Belize deserve better. I always knew that Alberto August was disgusting, but this is past disgusting. And you can be sure that any and all legal recourse available to me will be pursued to ensure that disgusting Alberto August pays for this attack on my name. Pays for this attack on my name. This is the police minister talking. We'll deal with those pictures yet, guys. Don't bring those up yet. What I want is the posts on a Mira's cyberbullying charge. So, this is, there it is. Any and all legal recourse. When the police minister of a country says that, he's talking about a Facebook post, children, about a satirical Facebook post that caused him ridicule and embarrassment. Sir, this is the trade-off. I don't know who educated you all on public life. Obviously, no one did. This is the trade-off. Everybody stand up and say, Honorable Minister, we wait for your Honorable Minister, you come yet? Honorable Minister, your vehicle there? Honorable Minister, what else you need? for all that veneration and praise and false worship. The trade-off is that we can mock you, we can ridicule you, we can make a fool of you, we can clown you. That is how a democracy works. But not everybody can handle power. This is evidence of a man who cannot handle power. This is evidence of a little man with big power. It is also evidence of a police commissioner who does not know how to say no. No minister, I'm sorry. No, minister, this is not a suitable course of action. To go to the home, and now we switch to the next scene of when they went to Alberto August's home on Saturday.
Oh,
This is 20 hours after he made the post.
okay.
10 police officers, 2 vehicles, cybercrime, and San Ignacio Police, Belmopan Cybercrime, went to his home. His wife, this is what Alberto told me, his wife has a beauty parlor downstairs. They went in and terrorized beauty parlor on a Saturday morning. You know how it be. I think we have the footage of them. Yeah, that's them pulling up at his home. They went there and they terrorized the people on the ground floor in the beauty parlor, the women. They threatened to handcuff his wife for harboring him.
Oh my.
Right? She runs the beauty parlor. This is in front of all the customers at the beauty parlor.
Wow.
This is what Alberto has related. They said they came with a warrant to confiscate all electronic items, everything electronic that he has. Because of a post, you know, this illustrates the misuse of the cyberbullying law. Because when cyberbullying happens, it's oftentimes when someone has posted, it's meant for someone who's been victimized by a post of something personal, something inappropriate. And yes, you have to take their other electronic devices to check for other such things. Alberto August made a political post, a post of a political nature. So now, they went to search his house to take all electronic items. They told him to open up his phone, to unlock his phone, which he did not do. They then found his weapon. They then found his weapon. And he said, oh my, I never take it for license. Oh well, that's the automatic remand. So they happily took him to the police station. We got to know for the weapon. His wife, shortly after, found the valid gun license. By this time, the police had left with Alberto August. So they then shifted to cybercrime because they have no firearm offense. The gun was legitimately licensed. Then a whole runaround. Now, let me explain to you. In the normal course, if you are going to bring a cybercrime charge, you have the charge prepared, you have already investigated. Hold on, hold the footage, guys, we'll come to it. Hold the footage, you have already investigated, and then you lay the offense. Either you ask the person to come in, which is the courtesy usually shown, to someone that you know, someone well-known in the community, or you go and you detain them and then you give them the charge, and then they get signed bail and they're free to go. You don't lock up someone for a cybercrime charge. It's not a crime against property, it's not a crime against a person, right? It's cybercrime. But instead, they locked him up, they interviewed him and locked him up in the cell. They did not have the charge ready. They said they would consult the DPP. They did not consult the DPP. They did not consult the DPP. They detained him in the cell for 24 hours, for 28 hours. And then they released him, they gave him his charge at midday, and they released him on Sunday at 4 p.m. So he had been detained 28 hours. So he was released at 4 p.m. on Sunday. He was only released after Mayor Trapp, this is what Alberto told me, called the Prime Minister and begged for his intercession. Not the first person to beg the PM for his intercession in this matter. Shine said he had done the same. Begged the Prime Minister for his intercession. I'm sure many such applications were made to the Prime Minister. And Alberto believes, this is what he told me, that it is the Prime Minister's intercession that got him out, because they said that they'll continue to hold him until Monday, and then there's no magistrate in San Ignacio on Monday, so he'll have to wait another 72 hours. Wow. This is what he told me, that they've had planned over a post. You didn't understand this?
Yes.
Guys, can we show the original Alberto post? Guys, are we able to bring up the post? My point is, if the Prime Minister of Belize has to interfere in a police matter to get a citizen free for a harmless post, making a satire, making a mockery of a minister, we are gone.
We're gone.
We're gone.
Yes.
We're gone. We are a dictatorship. If that has to happen, we're gone. We're off the rails. Yeah.
I feel speechless just thinking about the whole.
We're
So-
next. We're next.
We're next. No.
Yeah.
No. You have the post, the original one from Alberto. That's it. Yeah, that's it. This is the original post that started off the whole thing. And I think we have now this. These are normal things that would be put on cartoons from the beginning of democratic history. People have made fun of leaders. They have mocked them. This is not an appropriate use of the cybercrime law. This is not an appropriate use. Right?
I agree, yeah.
Now, let us look at a very enlightened statement, I believe, made by the attorney, Leslie Mendez. But first, we have a version of it. We have an AI version, guys. Do we have the AI version of it? Yeah, it's coming up shortly. So that is normally the stuff that, and that is my rendering of it. I don't have a Facebook page, so I can't post it. But that is what would normally be in a cartoon. And if I'm going to be arrested for that, please come 73 Albert Street. Oh no, call now. We're ready now. Bring it, Mr. Rosado, who can't say no. Bring the arrest to Jules now. 73 Albert Street, Corner Dean. No go to 75, that's our church. 73, Corner Dean. Come arrest me now. I am putting it up. What this has spawned, though, in real time on Facebook, is that John Saldiva has made the same post.
Yes, he did.
Alfonso Noble has made the same post. And guys, we have those other posts from Alfonso and John Saldiva and Yellowman. Yellowman has made the same post. So Alfonso made that post last night. Yellowman also made the post.
All of them both again.
John Saldiva also made the post.
There's-
I want to read this statement from an eminent attorney, Leslie Mendez. This is what she posted. This is, it's not my, this completely twisted cybercrime laws that what cybercrime laws were actually made for. Public officials have no business using these laws to go after their critics. Man, when people were advocating for cybercrime legislation, they did so to protect private citizens, children and young people dealing with cyberbullies at school, children being lured by adults, women facing threats of revenge porn, not these big-age people who willingly chose to roll in the political mud, fully knowing that criticism, whether fair or unfair, is the name of the game. That is it. Insane. That is it. I can't say it any better than
agree.
that.
I
It's
agree.
like it's a mockery, man. Like that's, and a lot of people here are upset. People are actually asking you to, if you've seen the Brian Mira's statement too.
Yes, Brian Mira's statement, we have that one. Brian Mira made a statement, he took it down, but Brian Mira, the brother of Oscar, I call them the Mira Maidens of Belmopan, very, very sensitive fellows, my goodness. Very sensitive fellows, but Brian Mira, the brother of Oscar, made a statement saying that if he sees Alberto August, I would take a charge. That is not, is that cyberbullying? I know Alberto, no, that no bother he. I would take a charge if I see him, I really would. That's what Brian Mira posted, that Alberto is a disgusting man. That's politics,
Yeah.
my brother.
It's like it's a threat too, you know?
When one of Mr. Mira's earnest supporters made a death threat against me, I wish somebody would have killed Jules. One of his supporters, he always the profile with and take picture with. I don't make no cyberbullying complaint, I understand.
This is where the
I'm
job
out
come
here,
in.
this is where the job come with. The man make a death threat. I wish somebody would have killed Jules. All right. That's the life.
Yeah.
But not for the police minister, a little man with big power, and a police commissioner who does not know the power of the words NO. That is why Joseph Budner was abducted. Let us see the pattern here, and I want to be very specific. Joseph Budner endured a state abduction and is in a Guatemalan prison, not of his own will. He's there because a minister of government, let me be more general, a politician from the north, being not the prime minister, didn't like the post that Budner was making about him. Budner was based in Trial Farm. He did not like the posts. And he was asking around to the senior command, when are we going to do something about this? When are you going to do something about this? 2 days before the abduction, the commissioner of police was heard to complain to other senior officers, they were on a tour of the South, that Mr. Budner is a menace. This is a commissioner who could not say no. So, I want to be very clear that when you criticize the government, you will see a jail cell. They couldn't send Alberto to Guate, so they block him up. This is a flex, you know. Make I show you when you come after me, make I flex. We don't got a charge yet. Just knock down on 28, knock down on 48.
Just an example.
You ain't see my power. You want contest me? You want talk words about me? You will see the power of Oscar Mira. Little man,
Yeah.
big power.
Yeah.
My point is, this is what happens. This is a pattern now. When you criticize the government on Facebook or government actors. And I would never put the prime minister in this, to be fair. I think he's a mature politician. He understands. That's the hurly-burly of politics. That are nothing. That's literally zero. But we are going to lock you up. You ain't say a jail cell. You contest we. It is the most hideous abuse of power. But let us be clear. Let us be clear. What's the common denominator? When in 2016 or 2017 thereabouts, they charged Louis Wade in the execution of his duty for Plus TV as a journalist, covering some sketchy behavior that was happening at the horse track in Cayo under the dark reign of Rene Montero, Cayo Central, UDP. Louis Wade was charged for using insulting words and using threatening words against Mr. Montero's son. Because Mr. Montero's son came to like knock on down. He had to jump out of the way. He then blocked him, all kind of action while Louis was doing his duty. He said that Louis did these things against him. It was clearly, or I should say, all the circumstances suggest, it was a frivolous and false complaint against Louis Wade. Who was the officer in charge who was putting that through, pushing it for Rene Montero? Who was the officer in charge of Cayo? Richard Anthony Rosado.
Oh.
He lacks the power to say no. This the R. I can't do it. Let me be clear. Politicians are out of control, PUDP. They're constantly badgering police officers to do their bidding. This is what happens. This is one of the many delusions of high office in this country. Then constantly they call police to do this. When I've set the one free, this one I'm a voter, no lock up. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lock up this next one. Police, regrettably, have to learn to say no. This, I believe, is an example of the inability to say no. But let us look at what Mr. Rosado had to say. Guys, we have the text message from Mr. Rosado. Let's pull that up, guys. The text message from Rosado to one of our journalists, to Miss Jaliza here. And that's it. That's it right there. Pull it up. And this is his explanation. Zoom in for us, guys.
That long.
But what he says is, he's not a... are we able to zoom in on it? Yeah. All right. So the public need to understand that whilst they have a right to freedom of speech, including vigorous political discourse and political commentaries and criticism of policies. However, a clear legal boundary exists when social media platforms are used to deliberately demean, humiliate, or disseminate false information under the Cybercrime Act, malicious posts, manipulated media, and knowingly false content intended to damage reputations or incite hostility do not constitute protected speech. It does constitute protected speech when it is against public officials. This is a democracy. That is how we dance. That is how we dance. That is what a democracy is about. Freedom to mock, to make a satire of, to criticize, to humiliate if possible. That's always my objective.
Yeah.
Right? As an advocate for the public.
So if all of that post is what he says, then how is the Brian Mira situation any different?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't.
Yeah, for me, it's unfortunate that they went to defend ego over coming back better from the situation in February where you made this comment and say, well, let me prove you wrong this time. You know, like we're actually going to do something about it.
Change the whole stance from taking it off, the light off of him and say, you know what? Forget what this is said. We're going to be focusing on this murder investigation.
Yeah.
We're going to put all forces.
They could have done a different
Yeah, we could like
comeback.
change the whole light and say, you know what? Whatever you want to say, you could say it. But my focus is on justice for Mr. Bonilla. Like it could have been something where we were forget about all of that talk.
Yeah.
But no, it became.
Next into the fray is the leader of the UDP, Tracy Panton,
Okay.
puts up a belated statement on Sunday morning. Guys, we have the statement from the leader of the opposition, Tracy Panton, the UDP party leader. A totally ineffective statement. No, there's deep personal dislike. That is a moderate word between Tracy Panton and Alberto August. Deep dislike.
Yeah.
She puts out a totally ineffective, totally neutral statement that refuses to even say Alberto's name. That refuses to even say Alberto August's name. The statement is just a long stretch of verbiage. It talks about the Constitution. It talks about that we should have pursued dialogue and mediation. It's right there, guys. It's right there on the list. I know that we have a long list this morning. The name, do we have it? Can we pull it up? It is name number 10B. Yeah, that's it. I think 10B, long.
It's lengthy, yeah.
It's name number 10B. But my point is that she makes a long and that's it. You can't even read it, it's so long. The statement does not call Alberto August's name. It does not call to set him free. The statement talks around in circles. It's a totally ineffective statement. And let me explain, all right, politicians are lousy. That's life. But Cayo is one of the few cradles of power. Cayo Central, where Alberto August is based, is one of the few cradles of power for the UDP. The cradles of popularity. They are historically, the UDP is historically strong in Cayo, the way the PUP is historically strong in the north.
Got it.
I agree that strength isn't showing right now, but that's the only town council they have, San Ignacio, Santa Elena.
Yeah.
Alberto August is a general of the UDP, wounded on the battlefield by Mr. Mira's action in a party as vile as you may find a soldier of the party to be, as party leader, you have to stand up for them.
Of course. That's a unity thing that we're talking about here.
When Yellow Man behaved indefensibly in the House of Representatives and assaulted a journalist, Dean Barrow still had to stand up for him, couldn't fire him. As reproachable as his actions were, Tracy Panton did not stand up for a soldier of the UDP in Cayo, and that is going to cost her. Shine Barrow and Hugo Pat both put out more effective statements than her, calling for his release. Shine Barrow, who is an apologist for the PUP. He can't criticize the PUP yet, only UDP could criticize. Shine Barrow, who is a public apologist for the PUP, was even critical of the PUP, and of course said, I reach out to the Prime Minister, reach out to Mr. Mira. You know, he's friends with all of them. There's the Shine Barrow statement. The weaponization of cyberbullying laws to prosecute and silence political opponents should not be accepted in our democracy, right? And then he says there that he reached out to XYZ persons. So, Tracy Panton could not bring herself to do that. Her statement was neutral, it was ineffectual, and believe me, it will earn her abiding dislike in Cayo, which is one of the UDP's few cradles of power. I can't say stronghold, because in last name, Wolf ain't. So this is where we are today. We have to see what the police will do, because there are these repostings of the same thing now.
Yeah.
And guys, we could show the posting by John Saldiva and others. They're reposting by the same thing, right? And we also have our own AI post of it that I will claim ownership of. So that's the John Saldiva one. So we have at least 3 people in the UDP who are saying if it's cybercrime, and I am saying it too. I am loath to ever find common cause with Alberto August. He's a political. I know the point for his timing.
Okay.
He's a political vandal, right? Like I know the point of timing there, but I defend totally his right to mock and make a satire of politicians. Mr. Mira's reaction is not only disproportionate and misguided, it is indicative of a government that does not understand public perception, a government that does not understand that people don't want this.
Yeah.
People want to know that we are one step away from finding out which organized criminal. That's what makes it so scary. It didn't happen, it's in intimate space. It didn't happen random, like a random drive-by. It was a targeted assassination of a doctor on his way to work with his child. He was ambushed by a professional killer. That is organized crime in the capital. Who can order such a thing? Who can do such a thing to a law-abiding citizen? According to police, he wasn't involved in anything illicit. I certainly don't know that he was.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have to see what happens next. But it's a very dark day, and we have to move on.
That's true. Jules, at least a takeaway from this is that there is a need to educate people about what the Cyberbullying Act really means. You know, to prevent other people from getting victimized in the same manner. We know that people just keyboard friendly and just share what is out there, but there needs to be a level of awareness for other people to not go through the situation. Alberto August, a public figure, did call the attention around it and what cyberbullying, you know, and what the act really can be used for and how people use it. But what about the average folk that has nobody to like step up and, you know, like make a call for them? It really calls for that attention.
Yes, I think so. And, you know, it's a misuse of the law.
Definitely.
It's a misuse of the law. The law is there to protect private citizens.
Yeah.
It's there to protect children. Right? It's not there to protect big public officials. But yes, there definitely needs to be education on the law. And the first people who need to be educated are those in the cabinet. This is not the first time, and it will not be the last in this crazy social media environment in which we live, in which a high elected official will seek to misuse and pervert the cybercrime law.
Most definitely.
right?
Yes.
They are seeing it as a short circuit. If you lock somebody up, put on a charge. Very hideous, very frightening. Let's
Well,
move on.
Let's move
Jules.
on.
Let's talk about Mira and Rosado, the cowards post LIU tour.
So, on Friday, the cowards, the vampires who can't come out in the day, Richard Rosado and Oscar Mira, did not invite the press, but they went on a big tour of the South Side.
Okay.
We have a picture of them. Yes, there they are. Actually, that's on in this neighborhood, I believe. That looked like George Street. But my point is that they went on a tour. But they are cowards and vampires because they did not invite the media, because they cannot answer, or they're afraid to answer. I can't say they can't answer. They are afraid to answer. So, they also had a big police station opening in Lords Bank. Big police station opening. They don't even give Dolores Balramos Garcia the shine to invite the press, to show what she's doing for, because they don't want the media around. Richard Rosado does not want to stand up toe-to-toe with the media. Oscar Mira does not want to go toe-to-toe. This is right after the LIU program was put on pause. There are many public questions. Great. They went on a tour of many Southside locations. And I'm not saying that you do it for scenery. Absolutely. But you are answerable. There are questions that regular people are afraid to ask. People are afraid to ask you or to tell you things because you still represent the power. 5 million was still approved in the budget for these type of intervention programs. People are still hoping for something. And they are not going to tell you XYZ. Now, I knew about the tour. I think it was just, I heard about it late and it was impossible. Traveling, etc. They had a big murder in Belmopan. But I'm saying that when you have a major tour like that, at a time like this, when there's a Southside SOE, when LIU has been put on pause indefinitely, you are obligated to show the public and to answer the press about what you're doing. That was a coward's tour. Prove me wrong. Invite us mano a mano to a press conference, Mr. Commissioner, and take the hard questions. But moving on.
On the same topic of LIU layoff and Briseño's disconnect now.
LIU layoffs, 523 people. 5 people per family, minimum. Right? We're talking 2,750 people. Rough figures. So let's not talk about the 523 people who were on LIU. Let's talk about the 2,750 people and their families that are affected by this. Let me be very clear. The LIU was a misconceived program from the get-go. It was formed through the heart and soul of Andrew Dawson. Why? Why did he do it? It's a job, it's the most stressful job in the world, especially the way Andrew Dawson did it, who has since passed. Right? And you know, the stress and trauma of that job had to be a contributing factor. I will just say that, but my point is, why did Andrew Dawson do this? Because it's an emergency. It's an emergency. It's a constant emergency. Urban violence, social violence in our city is a constant emergency, and everybody wants to find a way to stop it. So there have been countless programs. Restore Belize, the Youth Apprenticeship Program. UDP had a work program on the Ministry of Works. Same thing they did, pay gang members. And of course, in every program, there's corruption involved. Because once politicians, PUDP, find out that you could give somebody money every week, they will find a way to put their people on it. So that was happening with LIU. The list was inflated by that. And that was happening under the UDP's program. But we've seen so many of these programs start and fail. But why do the programs start? Because there has to be a solution. Let me explain. I don't want to go into the whole theory of the swamp again. This is the swamp. Those who worked in the forestocracy, when the forest industry collapse when the British done extract all they could extract, or never want mahogany if you make die again, then dash the descendants of slaves that is swamp. Figure it out. Children of the swamp. Who no figure that out? There is a peasantry was formed in the north. A peasantry is a building block of a society. These are the descendants of the Kaswa. They formed a peasantry through the sugar industry. The white man then take away and land everything, but they formed a peasantry in the north. A peasantry doesn't sound good, but it's a building block of a society.
Right.
They couldn't farm that in the swamp because the only peasantry here, the mosquito. So there is a thing called structural poverty, which endures. It's structural. People don't choose to be poor.
Yeah.
I am just saying there is a disconnect in the government that, 523 people, you can't pay all them gang people. First of all, they're not 523 gang members. It is people who are gang adjacent or people who have entered the program on their own, people who are desperate to find a way. They don't know how to navigate these systems. Listen, you come from a bad neighborhood in quotes, and you say, I come from Mayflower Street. You think anybody want to hire you? It's an immediate knock against you.
100%.
I'm saying people don't know how to navigate a system. These programs, it's called a conditional cash transfer. Because LIU had an element, you got a TOBAL, if you're young, you get a skill, you put that, and then after that, you try to find employment. There was eventually structure in the program to try to make it a gateway out of poverty. But not for the Briceño administration. Oh, you can't pay them for the rest of their life. You can't pay them for the rest of their life. You can't continue like this for the rest of their life. You, Mr. Briceño, don't know how to navigate the system. You could pay the security people for ghost security at the airport. You could pay them 28 million and no security not to provide. You could pay them. Once you know how to navigate for we system, own a phone company you want to sell, make us show you how to do that. People work the system they get. You have gotten access to a certain system. Your political cronies have gotten access to a certain system. You don't complain about the waste of money at the airport, all the money you have to pay, high security and 4 diamond. That you don't complain about. And here when Mr. Briceño say, oh, it's a waste of money. I didn't know it was 3 million a year. It's so much. You read the budget, Mr. Minister of Finance. It's an embarrassment that you will say, I never know that 3 million that me present that in the budget, my budget. Who write that? My point is, it's unacceptable to say you don't know.
Yes.
And that the money can be used for police. Police have enough money. Police have so many partners funneling them money. More money into suppression, more money into brutality, less money into community. It's not working. They've been trying suppression. Herbert Gale said, you cannot use suppression on the descendants of enslaved persons. You cannot. We have to understand. It's not the same dynamics for everyone. The Mennonite brethren in Spanish Lookout have a different experience. The descendants of the Kaswa in the north have a different experience. The Mayas have a different, all of us have different social experiences that lead to how we navigate the economic system. But Mr. Briceño has no problem with all those who can access the system at the very top and waste public funds, abuse public funds. He has no problem with that. People learn to exploit the system that they are given. When Mr. Briceño's good friends provided phantom security at Belize Airports Authority, that are never a waste of money. That are nothing to cry about. They still won't tell us, the public. They will not answer my freedom of information request about how much they had to pay those companies to walk away from their $28 million contracts. They still won't say it. That are not a waste of money. That's okay. That's okay. You want to sell a phone company Figure out how to use the system. You are still on cable company? Yeah, figure out how to use the system. That's all in the game. But not make them poor people on the south side who get dashed at the swamp 150 years ago. Not make them people who went from slavery to apprenticeship, right? Not make them people access this. Uno can't access this. This is for people who know how to operate the big system. So I'm saying that there is a fundamental lack of understanding. I understand that, you know, people may have different interpretations of history, but to say that an SOE who, according to them, has imprisoned less than a dozen people, that's the last update we got.
Wow.
Maybe it's up to 20. For a program that has 523 people, one of the repeated choruses is that a lot of these people who are on the LIU program, they're on the SOE now. Well, it's only 20 people locked up under the SOE. If it's 30, it's 40.
Yeah.
These are 523 people. And to do it the way they did it without notice,
Yes.
man, they find out on Facebook, because that is how you treat animals. That is how you treat animals. That is how you treat people without human dignity.
Yeah.
You give them no notice. We don't have to tell you nothing. We owe you no apology. We don't have to learn to beg. Then Anthony Marley and complain, well, I did at my office and I have to deal with 75 people and oh, I can't take it. I can't take it. Well, what do you think is going to happen now? These are people, where else will they go? That's the one who want them.
Yeah.
You want them to come beg. You don't want self-sufficiency. You don't want self-sufficiency. You want them to come and beg. That's the way you like them. Because people who do not know how to navigate the system, who have not been given the skills, and who live in fractured communities,
Yeah.
we have to done. My goodness, it's so late.
Yes.
This is what happens. All right, good. The last subject.
The last
I'll
subject,
just say this in 1 second.
BL.
BL, this is it.
Did they
Be- the-
increase the rate?
The rate not gone up. Your brain gone up. That's what the Prime Minister and the CEO for Public Utilities said. It's not that the rates have gone up. Your mind is inflating
Severely inflated.
severely. People are complaining, and this is a disconnection of the government. People's bills have gone up astronomically. Yes, there was an increase in January, but people have noticed that their bills have gone up, and the Prime Minister is saying, no, it's not your bill. It's you. You have to shut off the light, unplug your fridge. When you left home, buy an ice box. Put your meat in at the ice box. This is a government that is disconnected. It's not, you think you're seeing something. This is Orwell, 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Truth manufactures lies. You think you're seeing something? No, you're not seeing that.
Yeah.
What's really happening is that you need to unplug your fridge when you left home. So, you know, and I just want to say finally, you know, is the Briceño administration at peak LMR?
What do you think, Schultz?
What do we mean by LMR? Loan matter?
Uh-huh.
Fill it out. Let us go through the various stages of falling apart.
Uh-huh.
R, MR,
MR.
and then LMR. I had warned last year that then they get into LMR now. Are they at peak LMR?
Are they back?
I have the indicators for the LMR index that I'm going to present today.
Okay.
The LMR index is a very highly regarded system of rating. It's used all over the world. The LMR,
Yes.
it's a 4-point index.
Okay.
Does the public believe the government is corrupt? Does the government, does the public believe the government is corrupt? From my experience, they believe the government is totally corrupt and enriching themselves off the backs of the people. That's the public perception.
So, yes.
Yes, so that's a check mark.
Okay.
Are they disconnected from everyday reality? I think the public would say they are disconnected.
Yeah.
So that's a check mark.
Yes.
Okay.
Are they in fighting? That's an important one. I honed these during the UDP 2015 to 2020. This is when I first came up with the index. Are they in fighting? You know, I believe they are. let me tell you what we don't know a lot of what's happening, but they are at each other's throats. And I believe one of the prime examples of this is the Prime Minister's clear frustration when they asked him on Friday about the transfers of certain customs officers and his difficulty with the Ministry of Public Service in not allowing those transfers. He said, well, the transfers are going to happen. I'm not so sure the transfers are going to happen. And even if they do, they will face a legal challenge. But because of the late notice, because I don't think they're going to probably get their letters until early June. And you can't give 20 days notice to a transfer. Anyway, that's bureaucratic talk. My point is, there is infighting at the very top between the Prime Minister and a minister who refused a transfer himself. Remember, keep in mind that Oscar Mira is only the Minister of Police, literally, because nobody else wanted it. Second, the minister who was supposed to be Minister of Police, Henry Usher, rejected the transfer.
That is true.
So it should not be too much of a surprise that he and the Prime Minister are now, we are told, in a dispute over transfers. The minister himself rejected that transfer. So, is there infighting? Check mark on that.
Yes.
Are there wild acts of irrational abuse of power?
Oui.
Is the fire of stupidity which cannot be contained, is it burning? That is the fire of stupidity. Wild acts of public irrationality. And that's what we saw this weekend with Mr. Mira.
Mr. Mira.
That's what we saw with the abduction of Joseph Pudna. That's what we saw when the Prime Minister's office put out a release attacking me based on my dead father. Those are for which the PM apologized, because it was a wild act of public irrationality. So we have to put a check mark.
So,
4 check marks that indicate on my infallible 4-point index that the PUP, Britannia administration, regrettably, is at peak LMR. And there's one more sub-indicator. When good public-minded groups like the Belize Medical and Dental Association call for the public to come out and protest, that's also a sign. When non-political actors start to get involved in public affairs because there's so much urgency, and there is with crime. But what did the CEO for National Security say last week? Crime isn't up, your perception of it is up.
just like your light bill.
Just like your light bill. Don't believe what you see. Believe what they tell you. Please get me out of here. My goodness, I apologize.
I just wanted to make one correction for you.
Please
Jules.
do.
Earlier, you said the LIU was Andrew Dawson, and remember, Andrew Dawson is alive and well.
Sorry.
It's William Dawson.
Forgive me, let me correct. They are brothers.
Your brothers, yes.
It was started, sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
William Dawson is the soulful creator of LIU, and he created it out of social necessity, and he has passed on. Andrew Dawson is very much alive. My apologies, I mixed up the brothers. Apologies.
But gotta pay the light bill.
With that, we have
Jesus,
come
longest
to the
beat ever.
end. This is not long. I think we're gonna leave it long.
No, man, this is ridiculous. Please, I apologize.
But with that, guys, we've come to
Commercial
the
break.
ending of our beef. We do have a sunrise and a birthday shout out to quickly do. And this is for one of my friends, Kelly Conserve, that turned another year sexy and amazing in every way, shape, and form. Happy blessed birthday, Kelly. May it be filled with all of the joys and wonders and all the goodness of sunshine and your personality shining out in every way. May this new chapter bring everything that you need it to be, God's richest blessings on your life. Happy birthday. And with that, guys, we do also have our sunrise.
Yeah.
Reminding people to be sending their sunrises so that we can be able to showcase it. Joseph never sending you one for a while?
I'm taking a break.
You're taking a break. I could tell. Right now he's on timeout.
Great days, great
It's like
days.
right now he's on timeout. He's
While
Ouch,
accusing, let's announce our commercial break, and then when we're back, we have a great conversation with Dr. Rosado.
yes, and
on
there we go,
measles.
Dr. Rosada, the Rosada that you are in good friendship with right now. You know, you don't have a problem with this Dr. Rosado.
This one is, I wish I were a child again so he could be my pediatrician.
Perfect, perfect, excellent. Jules approves. Jules approves. So we have this beautiful sunrise for you guys.
And it's all the way from
Courtesy
San
of
Pedro, yeah?
So with that, we're gonna go to our first commercial break, paying the bills, and we'll be right back talking with Dr. Rosado about measles and so much more. Stay tuned.
roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
The opposition doesn't support national health insurance. They never have. But NHI is for the people of Belize. The opposition doesn't matter. The people do.
We opened up in December 2024. Say a year and a half later that we have seen an influx of patients, and as the longer that we're open, the more patients we do get. What I found surprising with our population is that they didn't know that NHI covers so much cost, right? So they'll come in and they'll say, okay, it's only $2 to see the doctor. Like, oh my God. Take the leap of faith, because you never know when you need it. That what we always tell our patients.
And honestly, it's been really, really good, especially when it comes to having young doctors and nurses. It's been more better for me as a female because, especially more intimate and more personal, reasons for coming here, it feels more easier to communicate. I think it's very cheap, to be honest, and you get way more than what you pay for.
When I got very sick and medication and money-wise, it helped me a lot through the tough times and stuff, and I saw a lot of friends that I recommend NHI to because nowadays you get pregnant from such a young age, and NHI helps you with that.
People who can't afford it, especially in poverty areas, and mothers, single mothers and all that, people with disabilities and all that, I would want them to have affordable and easier access to medical help. It's very necessary.
It was very limited. Now it's countrywide. That's the best part, and I'm very supportive of what the government are doing to help their people, and that's what 100% helps me push that to other people. And
I would recommend people to transfer here and to come here.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coast.
This morning, the 2023 in the...
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shirley Tulsel,
and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The opposition doesn't support national health insurance.
Wake up to...
They never have. But NHI is for the people of Belize. The opposition doesn't matter. The people do.
When we opened doors in December, It was new to the Ladyville community. It was new to the rural, meaning new as in it was actually in Ladyville. It was accessible. So it was also in walking distance for the community in Ladyville, for the people living in Ladyville. So the services was a bit affordable for them also, because now we're taking away that transport that they used to have to find to go to Belize City to get the same services that they're getting here. Ladyville NHI has been open for under 2 years, but we already have over 10,000 people registered. So that speaks a lot for the accessibility and the impact it has on the community. They want it, they see the purpose, they also see the benefit of coming here. When you come to Ladyville, it's less than a Coke to see a doctor. Not because you're paying less than a Coke means that your service is not going to be high quality. You're getting the same service that you would get at any other private facility.
For me, it is a real good thing because with the age and you don't have the money to go see a private doctor, that is a big, big plus.
The expense of medication right now is very high. So I'm grateful for that because you don't have to spend a whole lot of money that we don't have, especially in these times. Keep up this wonderful and great work because the people of Belize need it.
Muy buenos dias, beautiful Sun Up 7 family. Welcome back to your Monday episode. Just before the commercial break, we had a great Monday morning beef with Jules. If you missed that conversation, you can always go back or watch our Facebook recorded live. We move on with our guest conversation. And joining us on our couch, we have Pediatrician Dr. Victor Rosado joining us. We're going to be talking about measles. Before we get into that, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good.
Yeah? How is your energy level today, 1 to 10?
We're all the way up there, like 9.
9?
Yes.
That's a good one.
It's a Monday morning.
It's a Monday morning.
Come with energy, we come ready to tackle the week, tackle the day. And it's the
And
beginning of the
after
June.
And after listening to the beef,
You're the good Rosado.
you're high
You know, here, Jules, he's like, yeah, he wants to go back to our child so you can treat him once again. But this is a very important conversation, Doc,
yes.
and we're really grateful for you to make the time to talk about it because, of course, we've been seeing a couple reports here and there. Of course, parents, you know, are concerned, but the present state right now for measles, what is the update of, like, cases and what's happening really when it comes to measles in the country?
Okay, so good morning and thanks again. So let's start. Belize really didn't have measles cases for upwards of 20 years. Like the last measles documented case was late 1990s. And so we were cruising, no measles case. Probably in the entire Americas was declared a measles-free zone. I think in the US, the last case was 2000. And then everything changed last year. So in other areas of the world, in Middle Eastern countries and in African countries, they still had measles. And it is linked to in the post-COVID era, or during COVID, our vaccination levels went down all across, I think all across the world. And that is what sparked a resurgence of measles. And so in 2025, we started having cases in the US, and then it spread to Canada, and then this year Guatemala and Mexico.
Yeah.
I think you recall we had an outbreak in last year with some from the Mennonite community that had traveled to Chihuahua and then they came back. Fortunately, that did not caught fire or spread rapidly in the country. And then this year we've had some cases. I think Dr. Friesen had said we have 12 clinically confirmed or lab confirmed cases this year, and they are being monitored. So I think that the numbers have not exploded, thankfully, to the level of vaccination that we have in Belize, but we need to be vigilant.
Yeah. So reflecting on the update that you shared with us about measles and how globally it's changing, what do you, in your view, what has contributed to the current situation that we're experiencing with measles in the country?
Mainly, it's the fall in vaccine rates. All right. So, which brings me to a point that I want to stress the importance and the effectiveness of vaccine. And so, we don't see certain illnesses like polio. Like, do you know what mumps is? Do you know what rubella is?
Heard all the names, but
We've heard it, but we haven't seen it, basically because we vaccinate babies against those illnesses. And the moment our vaccine rate falls, then they appear again, because it's like forest fire. Then there's fertile brush on the ground, and it will flourish from human to human contact. So,
what do you feel has contributed to the decrease in vaccinations, though?
well, there was an anti-vaxxer movement even before COVID, and I think COVID just made it worse.
It's
all right?
spiked up significantly, yeah.
So basically, people have, I would say, rational fear of vaccines, just like how people fear flying. And people aren't afraid of saying, I don't like plane, so I will drive. But really driving is more risky than flying, right? I mean, we report 5 deaths every weekend here on our news.
Yeah.
But how many plane crashes?
That's a good point, yeah.
So really, the fear of vaccine is, to a certain extent, irrational, but it goes to sometimes some of our emotions. So if we vaccinate 10,000 kids and they don't get measles, that doesn't make the news. But if 2 of those children have a high fever and have epilepsy and end up in the hospital, that will make the news.
Right.
And so there is a fear of vaccine, and I think that it's important for me to try and break it down and explain the positive effects of vaccinating your child. I think in Belize, we have a very strong vaccine culture. Our public health nurses visit homes, visit schools. Talking of schools, the HPV vaccine was a controversy. So once you start piling on controversies, then people will then say, you know what, I will stay away from vaccines.
Right. And I can also see where, the fact that we have not had previous cases of measles for a very long time, people got comfortable with it, right?
Exactly.
And there needs to be the constant education on what is measles and why the vaccination is working for us to be able to say we have been measles free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And important is people who are anti-vaxxers or people who don't vaccinate their children are really coasting on the backs of the 95% or the 90% that do vaccinate their children. Because then your odds of your child getting sick is small, but it's small just because the other 95% vaccinated their kids. And so with measles is highly contagious.
Highly contagious.
Highly. When we were in COVID, we talk of RO, meaning one person can infect 3 persons during COVID. Where with measles, the RO is 18.
Wow, it's
that one person can infect 18 others.
How is measles transmitted?
It's the classic airborne disease. So you are in a bank and nobody to cough, but the person who just left the bank had measles and sneeze. For 2 hours, that virus will be airborne. So you had no direct contact with that person,
but you will catch measles.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's highly, highly contagious. And it's also a serious disease. It's not just a flu. When I was in training 25, 30 years ago, there was a measles outbreak in Guatemala. And we saw blindness, we saw meningitis, we saw pneumonias, we saw serious complications of measles.
Wow.
Yes.
So in that case, Doc, how does knowing how it's transmitted and what can be some of the implications of somebody getting infected with measles, how does the vaccine work to counteract measles or prevent the spread of it? Yeah,
so again, important question to understand how vaccines work. Vaccines are really giving your body an attenuated or a watered down virus so that your body then builds antibodies to protect you against the disease. So in a nutshell, this concept appeared some 250 years ago when with a disease called smallpox. So we don't vaccinate against smallpox anymore, but smallpox was a deadly disease in the 1800s. And one doctor noticed that milkmaids or women who used to milk cows did not die of smallpox because they got cowpox. They got a watered down version from the cows. And so he did experiments and he inoculated a young 10-year-old child with cowpox and then tried to expose him to smallpox, and he saw that he did not get the disease. And so in a nutshell, that was the birth of vaccines. And vaccine is a word that comes from vaca, which is the word for cow. So that's the origin of the terminology vaccine. So it's something that was developed 220 years ago. And sometimes we don't understand it, but that's how it's scientific. That's how it works. And now technology has evolved that we can take just the shell of the virus and now the RNA of the virus. So then your side effects, meaning the fevers and the rashes and so are less, but the seroconversion is higher. Remember when we talked of COVID, we were talking about 50% effectivity and 70% effectivity. Well, with measles vaccine, it's 97% effective.
Oh, wow.
Yes, 97% once you get the 2 doses.
Okay, so I was about to ask, how is the vaccine administered and who should go for it?
Measles is a part of a combo vaccine, which is the MMR. Measles, mumps, and rubella. You get 1 dose at 1 year, and then a second dose at 18 months or 2 years. And now that we have an impending outbreak, you can do it earlier, especially if you're traveling and your child only has 1 dose, but you are going to Mexico or Guatemala in a month, then you don't have to wait until 18 months. Go and get the second dose once 28 days has passed.
Excellent.
Is there, like, in any situation where, let's say, an adult did not get their MMR vaccine, can they get an...
Very, very important. If you don't know if you had measles, because if your mom tell you, yes, you had measles as a child, then you are immune.
Okay.
But one exercise I would urge people to do is look for your vaccination cards. Not much of us have vaccination cards. Or go to your,
I have mine.
Go to your health center and look for MMR. You need to have 2.
I remember I got it though.
If you only have 1, then all NHI clinics, all public clinics have MMR vaccine right now, free of cost. Go and get your second MMR vaccine. If you travel, we all travel now, we all go to, reports are that people are traveling more to Guatemala than Mexico, but Guatemala has 10,000 cases and Mexico has 6,000 cases. And so the message that we're trying to send is get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Ask your questions, get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
As we're coming to the ending of this conversation, Dr. Rosado, what are the big points that you'd really want our viewers to take home from this conversation to understand?
The big point is plan ahead. All right, good things happen to people who plan ahead, and we We are getting reports of measles from last year. We've had small pockets in the country, so it's here. And so my message is, look at your vaccination card for you and your kids. If for some reason you did not post-COVID vaccinate your 4-year-old, don't think that you got away, all right? Visit your health center, get vaccinated. That is, in COVID, we never had 97% protection, and that is what MMR offers us.
Yeah.
So very, very good protection with minimal side effects. You
Okay.
can't beat that.
And last thing, for anybody that's, like, may have come in contact with somebody that has measles, how should they protect themselves?
So yeah, if you have a rash, and measles is the 3 C's, coryza, runny nose, conjunctivitis, red eyes, and cough.
Okay.
So if you have that and a rash, then we're advising you put on a mask and go to your health center, but immediately as you reach the health center, warn them that you think you could have measles so that you are in an isolated area.
Important.
Again, this is because it is highly contagious and we don't want you to go to a common waiting area and cough or sneeze.
100%.
But I think that the fact that it's in our community, we need to be vigilant and aware of the signs and symptoms and what to do.
Very important.
Most definitely.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you so much, Doc, for this conversation. For
You're
persons
welcome.
out there, please make sure you're mindful. I think a good practice for employers out there is to ask people, like, when they deal with medical stuff or so, maybe get their vaccines ahead of time so people are knowing what's happening. These are important conversations you need to have to know what your status is with what you've taken before, too. So make sure it's your business. Find out about your children. Make sure you know what your children has been vaccinated for, and have the good conversations with the health professionals. But with that, guys, we'll go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back, diving into exciting conversations with the Department of the Environment, talking about the World Environment Day Forum and a hackathon under a great theme. Learn all that and so much more. We'll be right back.
These charter mints aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023 in the
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherie Culsel, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for a journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Doesn't support national health insurance. They never have. But NHI is for the people of Belize. The opposition doesn't matter. The people do.
We opened up in December 2024. Say a year and a half later that we have seen an influx of patients, and as the longer that we're open, the more patients we do get. What I found surprising with our population is that they didn't know that NHI covers so much cost, right? So they'll come in and we'll say, okay, it's only $2 to see the doctor. Like, oh my God, take the leap of faith, because you never know when you need it. That what we always tell our patients.
And honestly, it's been really, really good, especially when it comes to having young doctors and nurses. It's been more better for me as a female because, especially more intimate and more personal, reasons for coming here, it feels more easier to communicate. I think it's very cheap, to be honest, and you get way more than what you pay for.
When I got very sick and medication and money-wise, it helped me a lot through the, tough times and stuff. And I saw a lot of friends that I recommend NHI to because, nowadays you get pregnant from such a young age, and NHI helps you with that.
People who can't afford it, especially in poverty areas and mothers, single mothers and all that, people with disabilities and all that, I would want them to have affordable and easier access to medical help. It's very necessary.
It was very limited. Now it's countrywide. That's the best part, and I'm very supportive of what the government are doing to help their people, and that's what 100% helps me push that to other people. And
I would recommend people to transfer here and to come here.
Good morning, Sun Up on 7 family. Welcome back to your Monday episode. Thank you so much for welcoming Renata into your space. Move on straight to our next conversation. We're talking about the World Environment Day Youth Forum that's taking place very soon. Also at this event, there's a hackathon under the theme, A Call to Climate Action. Today we're going to find out those details from our friends from the Department of the Environment. Joining us on our couch, we have the great Shani Rayburn, Environmental Technician for Public Awareness and Outreach Unit. Shani, good morning.
Good morning.
It's always good to have you on Sun Up on 7.
Thank you.
How is your energy today, 1 to 10? 10 being the highest.
9.
9.
I'm a morning person, so getting up this morning was fun for me.
I love it. I love it. I was about to ask what's your secret, but morning person. That works. Yes,
And
very
it does
well.
make a difference if you're a morning or a night owl. Mhm.
Yeah,
That is
I
true.
can't stay up late at night though.
Me either.
Not a night person.
Yeah, me either.
Can't have a son though, and I'll be part of
Not
it.
old age.
And next to you, Shani, we have Shania Wilson, your Youth and Gender Engagement Officer. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is your energy today, 1 to 10?
I feel like it's at a 10.
At a 10?
You feel so, or your nose so, like I say with your
feel
chest.
So, I feel so.
Uh-huh. Are you, because you're a morning person too?
I'm whatever I need to be, and today I need to be a morning
I'm a person.
I'm just here.
That's a good one.
This thing,
He's
I'm a
like,
person, whatever comes, I'm here.
I love it.
Today's the morning. Tonight, I might be at all. I don't know. It depends.
I love the honesty, though. It's so great. But definitely, we're so grateful that you're joining us today on Sun Up to talk about World Environment Day, which is taking place very soon, too.
Yes. World Environment Day is celebrated every year on June 5th. This was a day selected by the United Nations Environment Program. And so every year they celebrate this day on a different theme or under a different theme that is relevant at the time based on the environment. So basically, World Environment Day is what tries to call persons to actions. And so I think this year's theme is very pressing. It's a global call for climate action. When people look at that, people are looking at it means countries, communities, businesses, and even young persons get to take actions to protect our environment, whether from environmental harm, and then try to build a sustainable future for everyone, right? And so I think it's a very pressing topic based on what we're going through in terms of climate change and what are the changes we're seeing in our environment right now. I know rainy season is starting June 1st today to November, and so we're going to be seeing those changes. Whether we want to accept it or not, climate change is real.
100%.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to add to that, Shania? Like, why is it important for people to come together, acknowledge, and celebrate the World Environment Day?
Well, on a whole, the environment is a part of everything that we do. Specifically with this year's theme, where it's a global call to climate action, I think it's especially important because, like you guys said, climate change is real. It's here. It's something we're facing the brunt of. Climate action is misinterpreted often as these big things that you have to do. You have to go plant 10 trees in your backyard. You have to change your whole house and make it solar. While those things are great and they would be wonderful, sometimes it's sharing a post. Sometimes it's choosing to walk instead of taking your car. Sometimes it's very small. It's writing a letter saying that you're concerned about certain things. You know, sometimes it's just hosting a little workshop for kids, maybe like something you're teaching your brother, your sister. That's climate action.
Ah, I see.
I love
Thank
that.
you
And I
so-
like
yeah.
how you made it into the reality of persons
Mhm.
because when you hear climate action and that call to action and everything is global, everybody's like, okay, I'm a little person, a small fish. I don't know how I fit into this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't go get my whole house solar right now, but what can I do? Sharing a post and these kind of things, I think sparking up those conversations are super important. And speaking of conversations, we all talk about youth being the future, but I honestly feel like youth are the now, they're the present. They need to be engaged, they need to be brought in to bring the solutions because they are a part of the solutions. And so we have an entire youth forum that's coming up in honor and celebrating with the World Environment Day. So let's talk a little bit about what the Department of Environment is planning.
So what we are doing is we're having a youth forum, but when we are partnering, they're collaborating with us on the National Climate Change Office is collaborating with the Department of the Environment to bring this forth, right? Especially because the topic is about climate change. One of the things we did look at and we did talk about was that our youth are our future leaders, yes. They are the ones we need to talk to. They are the ones we need to encourage, we need to motivate. But we also sat down and we said they are our current stakeholders. They are the one that we have to really sit down and talk to. So our youth forum is looking at our national environmental policy and strategy. Right now, the Department of the Environment is undergoing a consultancy to redo or redevelop that document. That document is a 10-year strategy, so it has expired.
Okay.
So we're redoing it. But one of the things about the NEPS is that it is categorized into 5 thematic clusters. So we look at strong beliefs, green beliefs, blue beliefs, resilient beliefs, and there's one I'm forgetting, and clean beliefs.
A lot of beliefs.
Right? And one of the things about the NEPS is that It is a 10-year strategy, but it comes with a 5-year action plan,
Okay.
which is a National Environmental Action Plan, which the students that are a part of the youth forum will look at and will help develop. And I guess Shania can talk about a little bit more about that.
Yeah,
part.
let's see how that's gonna look.
So, like, just to add to what Shana said, so this is how we're removing the tokenism from youth involvement because we want them to be active participants and see that what they're doing here isn't just like a little talk shop. So what they're going to do is they're gonna have like a little gallery walk, and then the older university students will be able to teach the younger high school students about their respective clusters. So the university students have selected various clusters. They're paired with people, peer mentors or peer coaches from our Climate Youth Academy who have been receiving training ongoing since last year.
Okay.
And they will also be paired with a technical advisor. So someone who's in the field, a senior person, to just kind of guide them and say, that's a great idea, but reality is it might not work that way. So that could help them out a little bit.
that.
And then they will be able to, one, present that, and then in the evening move on to the hackathon, but we're calling it a little snack and hack because we're gonna have snacks. They might not have time to take a break because they're crunching and everything. And it's looking at them holistically and not just for the presentation's sake. So they will also receive, if they would like, they have the opportunity to ask for coaching on how to present, how to form a pitch deck, how to present a proposal, or someone to review it. So if they need me to review it, I'll review it. If they would like one of their peer coaches to review it, they'll review it. Just so that they don't feel like they're not prepared to go into it. Because when you hear a hackathon, it's like very fast paced. You kind of don't have a lot of time. You have to think on the fly. You have to be on the go. And then they'll present it out. And that could be a little nerve-wracking. So it's also introducing them to different types of funding partners. Because maybe your hackathon hack didn't get selected. But this funding partner says, hey, we have a program that this might align with.
Very well.
Maybe you guys can redevelop it, work with us, and see how we can go ahead. And it also puts it into their mindset that even though I'm a college student, even though I'm a young person, I can do something. And there are people out there willing to help me do this thing.
Yeah.
So that's more or less what the hackathon is looking like.
Okay, and what happens like after the hackathon? Like, do you see them going to their respective schools and implementing? Like,
So
what's
what
the-
we would want is that this hack that they develop to work out in their school environment because they're doing it as a class. It was that they could do it in their community, but based on what I'm seeing, it's probably going to be within their school and maybe they might extend it outside. And depending on who they end up working with, it could be scaled up to the community level. There is usually room for follow-up, so we always end up engaging the same youths again, and we try to extend it out. So some of the people who are in the hackathon now were actually engaged in our World Water Day debate before
Alright,
that.
okay.
And they're actually helping out and coaching the others. And then, for example, the youths that were trained for the Climate Youth Academy, they've been with me since July. I call them my babies. They're grown, but they're my babies. But they've been with me since July, and they're constantly doing things, learning from different departments and different stakeholders, and also showing them that youth are ready to answer the call.
I love it.
Excellent. So for persons that are listening to this conversation, how could they be involved in the call for action? Because beyond just, having this hackathon, having this youth forum, I want to see how our other young persons can get connected, get involved, have the conversations, be a part of something. How does that look like for them?
Okay, so before I even mention those, we just want to remind people that we have a real competition. They can also be a part of that.
Okay.
So we have two categories, one for university and one for high school. What is very unique about it are the prizes, right? So the real competition deadline was Friday that passed, but we extended it to this Friday, June 5th, on the actual day for World Environment Day. So we can get in more options.
Excellent.
Or more persons to participate. One of the things about that real competition is the prizes.
Ooh.
Right? So,
And the surprises are more bigger because
so for
people are
example,
excited.
no, I'm thinking like things are hard economic-wise. And so what we did was the first prize will be $1,000 towards your tuition, and then you get to take $500 cash. From you just creating a 60 to 90 seconds video,
landscape instead of portrait landscape, to tell us how can you take action to protect our environment. It's basic. I mean, you could put photos together, add some music, do your voiceover, and it's not so hard. I mean, all of us are on social media doing reels. So just take an opportunity, a few seconds to record one and send it to us, and you can win one of the prizes.
So that's an ongoing competition now.
Yes, it
And the
was for
deadline is
Friday. Deadline is this Friday, June
Uh-huh.
5th.
Okay.
Yeah, we extended it. And so we have first and second prize for high school, and then we have first and second prize for university students as well. So for university, it's a little bit more. So it's 1,000 cash that you'll be taking and 1,000 towards your tuition.
That's
I mean, that's going to help you somewhere there.
Listen to me. Money ain't a money, no money never late.
Yes, but in terms of your next question, to answer that, I think what Shania said is true, where you can take small actions, you can do small things and let it count. My thing about it is that persons always think that being an advocate means you have to have a lot of money. You don't. Right? These are decisions that you make yourself. Right? One of the things that we always say is that it is your responsibility to do it. Right? You live here in Belize, it is your environment, this is your community. Why not be something positive in your community? Right? We have so many negative things happening. Be the kindness out there, be the positive part of it out there. And so that is where it starts, by you deciding that, hey, I want to protect the environment. This means I'm going to walk to work today. I'm going to ride my bike today. I'm going to take my reusable water bottle to work. I'm going to take my food container. If I'm purchasing food from a restaurant, take your container. They perhaps will just serve it in your container as well, and they'd be open to that, right? And so they'll do that. Small decisions will have a ripple effect, right? And so I always say, like, small actions that we make out there will calculate to something larger if we're all doing the same.
Yeah, I think it's very important to remind people that they can do something within their own reach to address climate change, or climate action.
Oh, and just before I forget, we're having a school tour with primary school students. So we've selected one primary school within each district that will be conducting presentations and activities for World Environment Day to commemorate that day. And we're starting on June 8th and we're ending on June 15th. We went through the Ministry of Education, specifically to the district education centers, to select the schools that can benefit from that specific presentation and activity. So we're super excited to be out there. We always feel like targeting the younger children, you're making stewards out of them, right? And so they're the ones like sponges, I always say, because they take in information, and when it's time, they're going to release that information. And even though sometimes, like, I have my nieces and nephews saying, hey, that's wrong, it just comes to show that,
Put you
hey,
in check, yeah?
they're using their voices, and why can't we do that as well?
100%.
Definitely, yes.
And for the record, for all the things that we shared today, I'm getting the Department of Environment on their Facebook page. People can be able to get all these flyers, especially like for the ongoing competition that has been extended and so forth. They can see all the information there.
Yes, that is on our Facebook page or Instagram page and on our website as well.
Very good, very good.
Access, you can't say they don't have access, because if you don't got Facebook, they got Instagram. Everybody could just go up on the website or not, so you can't say, and you shouldn't say. So definitely, thank you guys so much for this conversation. As we're wrapping up, is there any final remarks, anything that you want to let the young people know, parents know, anybody know when it comes to this conversation? We're going to be celebrating World Environment Day very soon, and how do you want to end off?
I would like to say that
Go for
World
it.
Environment Day is, yes, it's one day and it's the start, but there are several ways for you to learn and be involved. For example, we also have Climate Week coming up in August, and Climate Week is a whole week dedicated to climate action. It's not necessarily, you don't have to come and plant a tree or something. It would be great if you did, but it's going to be in PG this year. It's from August 21st to the 24th. And you can come out if you're in the area, learn about what Belize is doing in response to climate action. You might actually be surprised and proud of what your country has accomplished so far.
I like that. Shani, any last words from you?
For sure, I would just want to encourage persons to enter the competition, the real competition, and then look forward to the outcomes of our youth forum. I'm super excited to see what actions the youth can develop and then see how our consultant can then integrate that into the final document. I'm super excited about
me
that.
too.
For World Environment Day, I just want to call out everyone to do something, make a decision and decide to take an action towards it. Take your reusable bottle, use your food container, take your market bag. They have cute ones now.
I agree.
Super cute. And you could do a whole thing where you design your own one too? Make it your own, like paint, paint, all of that.
Yeah, so I just want to call persons to actions, not just for World Environment Day, but beyond that day.
Thank you, thank you.
Definitely. So with that, guys, we've come to the ending of this segment. We're going to go to our last commercial break, and we'll be right back wrapping up today's show. Stay tuned.
Yes.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
All your special moments deserve a special place. Book now and save 50% on accommodations and 20% on spa. Only at Naya Resort and Spa.
The opposition doesn't support national health insurance. They never have. But NHI is for the people of Belize. The opposition doesn't matter. The people do.
We opened up in December 2024. Say a year and a half later that we have seen an influx of patients, and as the longer that we're open, the more patients we do get. What I found surprising with our population is that they didn't know that NHI covers so much cost, right? So they'll come in and they'll say, okay, it's only $2 to see the doctor. Like, oh my God. Take the leap of faith, because you never know when you need it. That what we always tell our patients.
And honestly, it's been really, really good, especially when it comes to having young doctors and nurses. It's been more better for me as a female because, especially more intimate and more personal, reasons for coming here, it feels more easier to communicate. I think it's very cheap, to be honest, and you get way more than what you pay for.
When I got very sick and medication and money-wise, it helped me a lot through the tough times and stuff. And I saw a lot of friends that I recommend NHI to because but nowadays you get pregnant from such a young age, and NHI helps you with that.
People who can't afford it, especially in poverty areas and mothers, single mothers and all that, people with disabilities and all that, I would want them to have affordable and easier access to medical help. It's very necessary.
It was very limited. Now it's countrywide. That's the best part, and I'm very supportive of what the government are doing to help their people, and that's what 100% helps me push that to other people.
I would recommend people to transfer here and to come here.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Cherise Halsell, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
The opposition doesn't support national health insurance. They never have. But NHI is for the people of Belize. The opposition doesn't matter. The people do.
When we opened doors in December, it was new to the Ladyville community. It was new to the rural, meaning new as in it was actually in Ladyville. It was accessible. So it was also in walking distance for the community in Ladyville, for the people living in Ladyville. So the services was a bit affordable for them also, because now we're taking away that transport that they used to have to find to go to Belize City to get the same services that they're getting here. Ladyville NHI has been open for under 2 years, but we already have over 10,000 people registered. So that speaks a lot for the accessibility and the impact it has on the community. They want it, they see the purpose, they also see the benefit of coming here. When you come to Ladyville, it's less than a Coke to see a doctor. Not because you're paying less than a Coke means that your service is not going to be high quality. You're getting the same service that you would get at any other private facility.
For me, it is a real good thing because with the age and you don't have the money to go see a private doctor, that is a big, big plus.
The expense of medication right now is very high. So I'm grateful for that because you don't have to spend a whole lot of money that we don't have, especially in these times. Keep up this wonderful and great work because the people of Belize need it.
We are back, guys. We're having a
like, who will get
fun
it?
time. Like, we're trying to figure out who they're going to be directing and doing things to today.
But it's a quick way to say wrap up and to say thank you so much for engaging with us on this Monday episode. We want to thank the Department of the Environment and the National Climate Change Office for joining us today to talk about their National World Environment Day Youth Forum that's taking place on Friday and a hackathon. We're very interested to see what are going to be some of the creative ideas that
looking
come out
forward
from
to
this
that.
and what the funding will look like.
And of course, Dr. Rosado was in talking about measles, the updates on it, and reminding people to get vaccinated to find out if you're vaccinated, if you're traveling anywhere. Adults can still get vaccinated, but having those hard and important conversations. So with that, we've come to the ending of our Montabulous Monday, guys.
Happy June. Great things happen in June. Great things happen in June.
Kevin's birthday.
And Sun Up on 7's 5th anniversary.
Yes, just like that.
Yes.
We're sending you guys off. Take care. Join us back here tomorrow. Bye.
Place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today.